Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing, and I don't know how long. Food, he take care of everything.
From the outside, this situation is being described by many as a long-term scheme allegedly involving Papoose and Remy Ma, with the main goal centered on Clarissa Shields' money. Online chatter suggests the plan worked, which is why people question why Remy and Papoose remain married. Clarissa has consistently defended Papoose, saying he was the first man who ever treated her right. What Clarissa may not have realized, according to speculation, is that Papoose's constant presence could have been tied to financial benefit rather than loyalty.
You're a user, and you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it and would listen or even care, because anytime somebody gonna say like, yeah, they told me what the situation was and I accepted it.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just brought him his food in the back because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs. Just brought him his food. And y'all talking shit, but guess what? Ain't nobody gonna ever make me stop talking about my man. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're not gonna do it. Whenever I feel like saying Papoose's name, I'm gonna say his name.
Some believe it was pity, convenience, or opportunity, but Remy Ma allegedly hinted that Clarissa was Papoose's latest come-up, saying it openly because she believed no one would take her seriously. Those words are being revisited now as new allegations surface claiming Papoose may have been using Clarissa's money to handle personal debts. None of this has been confirmed legally, but social media has been connecting dots and suggesting the withdrawals wouldn't stop until there was nothing left. That narrative has shifted public opinion fast. Ever since Remy Ma and Papoose went from being praised as a symbol of black love to being labeled online as toxic, Clarissa ended up exposed as the woman Papoose was frequently around. Her name became tied to controversy. Most times she trends, it is because she is speaking about Papoose or responding to criticism about their relationship. All of that noise makes people forget who Clarissa Shields really is. She is one of the greatest female boxers of all time. A world champion and two-time Olympic gold medalist, Clarissa is the only boxer in history, male or female, to become undisputed across 4 weight classes while holding titles in 5 divisions. She even had a movie made about her life titled Fire Inside, with Destiny Ryan portraying her story. None of that dominates the conversation because relationship drama keeps pulling focus. Critics argue that even if Clarissa does not fully recognize her own leverage, Papoose clearly does and stepped directly into that advantage. Through Clarissa's platform, Papoose has been performing at arenas and packed stadiums he never reached on his own. Even during his time with Remy Ma, his visibility did not look like this. His lyrical ability is respected, but commercially, many say his current relevance is tied to Clarissa Shields. Reports suggest Clarissa positioned him not only as her partner, but also as her manager and boxing promoter. Together, they speak publicly about building opportunities and making money as a unit. One of those opportunities is an $8 million multi-fight partnership involving Salida Promotions and Win Records. Clarissa signed the deal in November and hosted a press conference calling it a groundbreaking move. However, insiders argue the contract deserves closer scrutiny. Win Records is not a traditional boxing promotion company. It is primarily a music management label with Papoose as its main artist and head of the hip-hop division.
Impossible without Papoose.
His transition to the executive suite as a creative director of the record company helped broker the deal that secures Shields' spot as one of the highest paid female boxers in the business.
As a fan, watching Clarissa from the outside, I never seen someone who was more deserving.
Impossible, y'all about to, you know I'm gonna say it. It wouldn't have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and Win, Papoose and Win Records have been working together for about 3-4 years now. And since I've met Ruben, he has been just so nice and so open. And the last fight when we had so much success at LCA where we sold out 16,000 fans, that was because myself, Papoose, Win Records, and Salida Promotions all work together collectively to make that work. So I'm so grateful to them, and so grateful that I have a team who understands that, who understands my value, and who want to see me win, and we're going to continue to work together and make this big. So congrats.
That makes Clarissa the first athlete the label has ever signed. A management company like this controls appearances, branding, endorsements, and potential crossover ventures. If Clarissa decided to pursue music, they would manage that transition as well. Management teams typically take 10 to 20% off the top. On top of that, Salida Promotions also takes a cut. Salida is responsible for securing fights, organizing events, handling logistics, and selling broadcast rights to major platforms like ESPN or Netflix. Salida does not manage Clarissa's personal life, but when it comes to her boxing career, they are in charge of promotion and positioning. For hyping fights and securing exposure, they take another percentage of her earnings. By the time all the numbers are added up, there are multiple parties positioned between Clarissa and her money. Critics argue that once everyone takes their share, Clarissa may be left with far less than expected. That is where the concern really lands. Clarissa is the one risking her body and health, taking punishment in the ring to generate revenue, while others collect guaranteed percentages. Many people are now comparing this situation to the infamous 360 deals once criticized in the music industry, where the artist does the work but is left confused when the payout does not reflect the effort. So the big question people keep asking is this: why would the most dominant female boxer of this generation sign a deal connected to a struggling rapper and an unproven label? According to Industry Talk, the main reason Clarissa Shields signed that deal is because Papoose was directly involved. Clarissa even admitted during the press conference that the deal would not have happened without Papoose's role behind the scenes. Right now, Clarissa is the only major talent on Win Records, which means the label is essentially being carried on her back. On top of that, Papoose reportedly earns a commission just for bringing her into the situation, plus additional cuts tied to everything Clarissa does under that umbrella. Any appearance deal or opportunity that comes her way, Papoose allegedly benefits from it too.
And we saw that he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what does it say?
I want to say it says...
That's the 180,000 top name of who? Taxpayer? William but he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called a tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just Papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a tender swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show store the other day, she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being just a tad bit off.
What really has people talking is what the streets are saying about where that money is going. There are claims that income tied to Clarissa is helping Papoose fund his lifestyle and handle long-standing tax issues. Public records have shown that Papoose has unresolved tax debt stretching back over a decade, reportedly totaling more than $300,000. Remy Ma has also been reported to owe the IRS over $600,000, putting their combined tax situation at over $1 million. Remy Ma has publicly dismissed Clarissa, calling her Papoose's come-up as if she is above the situation. What makes people suspicious is the fact that Remy and Papoose are still legally married. Papoose did file for divorce, but it has not been finalized, and there are reports that Remy later removed divorce from the table. Meanwhile, the two continue to argue publicly, which some believe is more about maintaining appearances than real separation. Because of that, people online are connecting dots and questioning whether Remy Ma and Papoose are actually working together behind the scenes. From that perspective, no matter how things play out, both of them benefit. Even if Papoose were to walk away from Clarissa romantically, he would still have financial ties to her through contracts and commissions. If Clarissa ever decided to pursue music or branding ventures, he would allegedly earn from that as well. That puts him in position to generate income from multiple directions, while addressing debts that could still affect both him and Remy due to their legal marriage. A lot of people online say they hope Clarissa eventually realizes how much both Remy Ma and Papoose benefit from her staying connected to them. The concern is that if she does not recognize it early, she may later realize the rewards did not match the effort she put in. The general verdict circulating online is harsh. Many believe Clarissa is being taken advantage of and that the situation is moving fast. Critics point to her public statements and say she appears deeply insecure and emotionally invested in someone who may not be equally invested in her. Despite all the criticism, some still express genuine hope that Clarissa finds stability, confidence, and real love for herself. She has endured a lot, both inside and outside the ring, and many believe she deserves peace more than controversy.
I feel like Clarissa has been taken advantage of her whole life, okay? And I want to say this, because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Clarissa being taken advantage of, you know, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Clarissa, after Remy has already warned us that, you know, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Clarissa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, you know, she probably got some early stage, you know, some issues going on, being knocked around, you know, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff, and you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her too. I personally think they're still sleeping together. That's just my thing. I'm just gonna hold that right there.
At the end of the day, this entire situation raises a bigger conversation about power, control, and vulnerability. Clarissa Shields is not just another athlete. She is a once-in-a-generation talent who climbed her way to the top through discipline, sacrifice, and sheer will. Nothing about her success came easy, and that makes the current questions surrounding her choices even more uncomfortable for people watching from the outside. When someone reaches Clarissa's level, the expectation is that the people around them are there to protect the bag, not drain it. That is why so many fans feel uneasy. It is not about hating Papoose or Remy Ma personally. It is about the imbalance that appears to exist when one person is doing the physical labor, taking the risks, and putting their body on the line, while multiple others are positioned to profit regardless of the outcome. Relationships get complicated when business is involved, especially when emotions blur judgment. History has shown time and time again that mixing love, loyalty, and money can lead to decisions that look questionable in hindsight. Clarissa may genuinely believe she is building something long-term with the people around her, and from her perspective, that belief might feel real and justified. The problem is that contracts do not run on feelings. Percentages do not care about intentions. Once signatures are in place, the math stays the same whether the relationship survives or not. That is the part critics keep coming back to. No matter how things unfold emotionally, the financial structure appears locked in a way that favors everyone around Clarissa more than Clarissa herself. There is also the public pressure factor. Clarissa has been fighting not just opponents in the ring, but constant scrutiny online. When someone is repeatedly told they are wrong, used, or manipulated, it can push them to defend choices even harder, sometimes past the point of reason. Pride becomes a shield, and admitting a mistake can feel more painful than continuing down the same road. What makes this situation even heavier is that Clarissa's legacy is already secure. She does not need controversy to stay relevant. Her achievements speak louder than any headline or relationship drama ever could. Yet lately, her accomplishments are treated like footnotes, while her personal life takes center stage. That is where concern turns into frustration for many supporters. They want to see Clarissa surrounded by advisors who prioritize her future, her health, and her long-term wealth. Not just people who benefit from her momentum while it lasts. Boxing is unforgiving, and careers do not last forever. Every fight brings risk that no contract can undo. None of this means Clarissa is weak or incapable. It means she is human. Highly driven people are often the most trusting when they believe they have found loyalty. Unfortunately, that trust can be misplaced, especially in industries where money changes behavior fast. The hope now is simple: that Clarissa takes a step back, reassesses the situation with clear eyes, and puts safeguards around herself that match her status. That she chooses advisors who challenge her, not just agree with her. And that she remembers her value does not come from who stands beside her, but from what she has already proven on her own. Whether this chapter ends quietly or explodes publicly, the truth will eventually surface. It always does. And when it does, the only thing that will matter is whether Clarissa protected herself in time. Because legends deserve more than applause. They deserve protection, respect, and a future that reflects the work they put in to get there.